Wayno, tell me about all this here. All these memories. What's your favorite one in here?
Bobby Orr.
You like the Bobby Orr stick?
Yeah.
The
Bobby Orr picture.
Oh, the Bobby Orr picture.
Yeah, he gave us that.
He gave you that. Bobby Orr gave you that.
Yeah, Bobby Orr gave us that.
And then obviously...
What's it say on here? Oh, this one's to John. He gave us quite a few of them, okay?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's to your son, right, John?
Yeah,
to my friend John.
Yeah.
Talk about growing up here with... Obviously, you're 8 minutes down the road, but just Joe growing up with two older brothers, how great it was for him.
It was great. John was the middle one, Alex the oldest, and Joe was the baby. So whenever they played, Joe sometimes would try to pick on John or Alex, and we grew up with might is right. So I wasn't the referee.
Might is right.
Might is right. Yeah, so if John picked on the bigger guy, he would lose. Period.
Yeah.
So that's how he grew up.
So Joe ended up getting beaten up a lot.
Well,
that's what toughened him up because he was.
It toughened him up, but it had a respect for older people too.
Yeah.
That you don't mess with the older guys.
Yeah. You there's something else you showed me before. I wanted to see this is this stick.
Yeah.
Talk to me about this stick because this is incredible. This is Gordy Howe's.
Yeah, we used to go over Gordy's place over in Detroit there.
Yeah.
And this is actually a Gordie Howe replica stick. He had a whole bunch made, and so he gave us some of these. But it's he was probably anyway 6'3", and I'm only 6 foot, so you can see how short it is.
That's wild, and he can still shoot it.
And I think you guys want them up to their nose.
Well, I always had it on my chin.
On your chin.
So that's super short for. I had it on my chin, on my tippy toes.
Yeah.
So I'm missing that much.
So do you measure it with your skates on or skates off?
Skates on.
Skates on. There you go. And
always.
Then Joe's son says, "Holy, look at that straight blade." And he says, "Nobody's got a straight blade." Well, back in Gordy's day, they had the straight blade, and that's.
I mean, Jumbo never had a huge curve on his stick.
No, he didn't. He usually had a P16 or something like that. As a matter of fact, we couldn't afford a stick. He never broke a stick in minor hockey because he knew.
He knew you weren't getting it.
He knew we couldn't afford to replace it.
Yeah.
So he never ever broke a stick.
Talk about him and Sault Ste. Marie. We just talked about a little bit. That jersey retirement was
awesome.
It was incredible. But did that bring back a lot of memories of all the drives you did?
Yeah. 7 hours up there, probably 6 hours now because the roads weren't as good back in those days.
Yeah.
And it was we just loved going up there.
What was the longest travel day? Because you did the Sioux was 7-8 hours from here, but what was the longest one you had to do?
We went to every NHL arena except Seattle because it wasn't the league, in Winnipeg. It's the only one we never got to. So, and we mostly drove. The only difficult drive is driving to San Jose over the mountains and stuff like that in the wintertime.
How much do you love that he's this close to home?
Oh, Joe being here?
Yeah, for a month every year.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's great, yeah. But don't forget, even when he's here, he's busy.
Yeah. Well, you are too. You whippersnapper.
No, but he's got friends. He's got friends coming in every day to see him because this is the only time they get to see him is 1 month a year here. So he's got lots of people dropping in to say hi to him.
Oh, I mean, I talked to him about you. He loves having you around here all the time and loves it. And I mean, you help him with all the gardening because other than getting on the lawnmower, he's not doing any of the little stuff. No, he's not doing the whippersnipping.
No, but he's on the lawnmower cutting grass.
That's his 1100th assist. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How cool is that, seeing him up in Toronto? Well, you could see the games live when he played for Toronto because it was COVID, but it was great having him close to home, right?
Close to home. We could go up there. They played hockey in the garage up there all the time, him and River, so it was kind of neat. I had to bring a heater from here up there and put up in the garage in Toronto because it was kind of cold.
Because it was too cold.
Yeah.
You told me you watched every game live.
Yeah.
In San Jose, and now people don't know the 3-hour time difference.
Well, at my age, we don't do a lot of taping and TV stuff or computer stuff, so we got a fireplace. We'd have the fire going. And we watch every game live. And after pretty well after every game, Joe would phone home and say, hi.
2:30 in the morning. Hey, Dad, how'd I do?
Go to bed.
Yeah, he'd say, I did that. My dad, too, and when I was in he loved the year I played in Florida.
Oh.
So you must have loved it, the year he played Toronto, Florida, because you watch every game at...
Yeah, it was great. It's a 22-hour drive.
Yeah.
We'd drive down there and hang out down in Florida. It was good weather and everything. And the first time we were in Florida, I think, was probably at this
it was here.
All-Star game.
Yeah.
And to see the palm trees in the parking lot and stuff like that, that was amazing.
Weird, right?
Yeah.
Just weird, because you're used to...
We're used,
snow outside.
Snow and,
yeah.
And pine trees, or maple trees, not...
Because he was in Boston here, right?
Is that one in Boston?
Yeah,
Okay.
he was with... No, that was in Florida, but he was playing for Boston.
Oh, yeah, he was playing for Boston.
How shocked were you when he got traded to San Jose?
We're at a restaurant. We're having maybe lunch or supper or something, and we're walking out, and we were about a block from the restaurant, and he said, I got traded. I said, great, where are you going? And he said, San Jose. And I said, San Jose, here we come.
You showed this to me yesterday, but we're going to go check out the barn a little bit and bring Joe with us and talk about this barn. Talk to me about this barn. And Jumbo, you bought this place in 05, 06.
Well, I didn't. Every year, I'd go home and live with Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
After every season. So I was in Switzerland. I'd never seen the place. And he goes, you just bought yourself a farm. And I'd never seen it before in my life. And this is the farm. He always knows what's best, right?
He did. So so he bought it? Well, he said like,
you buy yourself a farm.
You buy yourself a farm.
Yeah, and I come home and this was the farm. And
so you got this in 05, 06.
Yep.
And then
Mom and Dad come out every day.
Yeah.
So they're out multiple times a day. So it's really their farm, and we just spend about 4 or 5 weeks out of the year out here.
Yeah. So this is yours. You look so good because of you.
It keeps me under 200 pounds.
It does, because otherwise you'd be too good eating with Mary.
We enjoy it.
What this barn now has got some pretty crazy significance because it's 200 years old, something like that.
Yep, it'd be 200 years old, and half of the house is 200 years old too.
Yeah.
What made you decide for him to buy this place? Just a feeling, or?
He said he wanted a paved laneway.
Yeah.
And off the road. So
there you go.
It's off the road.
That's it.
Pretty simple.
Pretty simple. And
the fellow who owned this, he played hockey, old timers hockey and stuff like that, Morris Shaw, and he wanted Joe to buy it because he thought Joe would look after it. Yeah. He was a sheep farmer, so this
was a sheep farm.
Farm, yeah. And he wanted.
Was there a ton of sheep here when you first got it?
No. The sheep would have left maybe 10 years before Morris even died.
Right.
But this is where the sheep would have been out here in the pen.
Oh, the neighbor there, he remembers the sheep being there. He said it was just great when the sheep were out in the field.
Well, because they would just graze. They'd keep it nice.
Yeah, they keep it nice and everything.
Yeah.
So.
And now you're doing bales of hay, right?
Now, hay and corn and soybeans.
Because you're corn and soybeans, right?
Yeah.
And you got to cycle it.
Yeah.
What have you upgraded on the?
Just the siding.
Just the siding?
Yeah, we did the siding.
In a roof.
Yeah, on the roof last year.
Tell me about we were talking about the ping pong table.
Christmas present.
Christmas.
Grandma and Grandpa got the kids the ping pong table.
Pong table for Christmas.
Yeah.
And you didn't have one in Boston, right?
No, but we did. They were throwing out the ping pong table at the garden.
That's what it was.
So
yeah.
Me, Dad, we
you
go
got
out
it.
and right down to our apartment.
Wait till you see this thing. This is incredible.
Yeah.
You showed me yesterday.
Yeah.
And tell me about the radio first. That's been playing for 3 months.
Somebody told me to keep the raccoons out of here, put the radio on.
Put the radio on.
And it's been on here for 3 months straight.
Yeah.
That's the first time you turn it off.
24 hours a day.
24 hours a day for 3 months. That thing's going.
So look at these beams. All these beams would have been hand cut, Dad, eh?
Yeah, they would have been hand done. No machinery. That's all hand done. All those beams up there, with an axe and.
I played some ping pong with him yesterday, by the way. I beat him. We
tied.
tied.
He does. He competes.
He does.
Yes, he competes.
Yeah, he does.
Huh?
You added. So this is for bales of hay. So they would explain how they do it. With the ladder and everything.
Yeah.
The perch.
They'd start. The hay would be in the bottom.
Yeah.
And then they got a rail on the top, and just like they used to pick up the ice, they picked up the bales, and then they would stand stand them up all the way up to the roof almost.
And
then they, to feed the animals, they would just get a bale and just.
Oh,
throw
there
down
it is. There's
to
the basement.
feed.
Yeah. Okay, I was wondering what those were yesterday.
As a kid, kids used to fall down these sometimes, because sometimes
keep
they
it
wouldn't
open.
see it. There'd be hay over top of it.
Or they jump down.
Or they jump down.
Yeah, right.
one
Have
or
a
the
little
other.
fun. Hey, you kept a bunch of the original windows.
They were just in the barn when we cleaned
Yeah.
it up. All that kind of stuff was here.
You got to remember, he's from the generation that don't throw anything away.
You don't.
You don't throw nothing out.
throw
And
anything
you
away.
repair it.
You repair it.
Yeah.
Like washers and dryers. You repaired everything back in my day. We used to always had a hockey rink in the backyard.
Always.
Always, yeah.
Who was?
You stamp it down with your boots.
Yeah. How would you do it? How would you build it? That's always.
Well, just stamp it down on the snow.
Yeah.
And then pull as much snow you can to make the banks.
Yeah.
And then put the sprinkler out and go in and watch the hockey game. And let the sprinkler do it and make sure it would ice up the bank too.
Yeah.
So that when it was a mild day, you wouldn't lose the water off of it. And then you go in
Every year.
every year. And
how
then you
long was
pull
he
the
out
hose
there in
in.
the day,
You pull
all
the hose
day?
into the basement through the window
Yeah.
and have it in the basement. So that's the way. It would take almost a week to build it.
Did you have to drag them off the ice too?
Oh, we had to put spotlights out there.
You had to put spotlights so you play all night.
Yeah.
Would he come in winning? Would he beat John and
No,
Alex?
we'd
Or
probably lose.
Yeah.
Although in our family, Mike was right.
he said
And
the
I was
same
the
thing.
youngest
He
of
said the
three.
same thing.
And so, Mike, you come in crying, well, don't play with the big boys now.
Don't play with the big boys. You can't
Right,
handle it.
that's
He used
how
to
it
tell
was.
me that if I'd come in one on
That
one.
is right.
Yeah. That's the way I grew up. That's the way Joe grew up.
Yeah. Toughen them up.
That's right. Yeah.
When you see the jersey go up, like how special is that
Oh,
going to be for you?
It's awesome. Like
That's a cherry on top.
I never expected Joe ever to go to the NHL or anything like that. He said he always knew he was going to do it. Okay, and some guy in San Jose we met. He was reading a book about Napoleon, and he said Napoleon knew he was going to be great at a very young age. He said, "What about Joe?" And I said, "Well, I just drove to the airport in Detroit, and Joe said that he knew from day one that he was going to play in the NHL." And I said, and he said the same thing. I wonder how those young people know they're going to do something like that.
But I had all the opportunities. See, the backyard rink, nice home.
Well,
you know, he always gave. We didn't have any money, but he always made sure I had new hockey skates every year. You know, that's just how Canadians lived, and that's how we lived. He was on West Coast time for 15 years.
Yeah.
So he got up at noon,
Yeah.
but there was a game at
My
10:30.
dad
So it
used
was
to- yeah.
15 years of just constantly. Him and Mom they watched every single game.
Yeah.
Every game if they weren't there. They probably made maybe 45 out of the 82 in person.
Yeah.
But
Which
then
is
the
which
other
is wild.
30.
They 45 of 82. Which
But that's
We
the
never
support-
take the game.
The support
It's
that
great.
we get from our family,
is,
huh?
isn't it
It's-
amazing?
It is. It's
I said I'd call my dad after the games in San Jose, and he'd go, "Hello?"
Yeah.
I'd say, "Dad, how was it?" He's like, if it was good, he'd go, "Great game," and I'd say, "Okay, go to bed, Dad." And then I'd hang out. And if it was bad, I'd go, "Hey," because he was my coach, so I'd go, "Hey, Dad." I was like, "How was it?" And I'd know, and he'd be like, "Not your best. We'll talk tomorrow." Okay, good night. Love you. Good love you. And then we talk. Then the morning, that next morning, when I'd get up, I'd probably wait till about mid-afternoon. Same with you was probably, and then I'd call and we'd break down the game.
No, we never really talked about the game. No, it was always no.
I never
How you
coached him.
feeling?
I never coached him.
It was just
No, it was just
you injured. No,
he always played a great game.
That's it. That's my mama's. I never had a bad game in my
he always
career.
played a great
No,
game.
but it was always full of compliments. It was never anything negative. It was always compliments.
Even in the car,
Yeah, always compliments.
from minor, we never ever complain about anything. It was always positive.
Yeah.
That's good. You have to, right? Everything else is so tough on the day-to-day in a hockey career, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys got him now. You guys.
The last little part of the property here, which is right here where all the sheep were.
Yeah.
And where you were going to put. What'd you do here with? You told me you're nailing stuff and for Joe to use ATVs.
I nailed plexiglass down, and I know,
Oh, plexiglass. That's what you did.
and all down on the floor here. I got a sheet in here. I'll show you.
You can see the nails here
You can see all the screws,
that are
So I
still
had-
in.
blisters from putting it all down here.
Screws in the concrete. You're claustrophobic. Enjoy it. Yeah. So those are the plexiglass. It's cooler here. So that's the plexiglass there, right?
Yeah.
So he would shoot right
So
on
I
there.
had sheets like that, and I put it all down on that cement there for Joe to play summer hockey, because in the winter he wasn't here.
Well, Wayne, I mean, thank you so much for, you created this beautiful place more than he did, and it's amazing to see you. And he speaks so highly of you, loves you so much, and gets emotional. And I know you're so proud of him too, everything he's done.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't wait to do the jersey retirement with all the boys. It's going to be phenomenal.
Oh, it's going to be great. I'm going to love it too.
Well, you said you want to make sure that there's no separate room. Like you're mixed with the boys, right?
Yeah, I want to be with the boys. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the ex-players that Joe played with. They're all great people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
thanks, Wayne. Thank you, my man. Thank you.